Welcome everyone in Seva Samajik Vikas Sanstha Satara. So let's continue our English session. In last session we had discussed topic verbs and we had even discussed about the different kinds of verbs. So let's have a review on it. Verbs, it can be classified as a finite and non-finite verb. Finite verb further can be classified as a transitive, intransitive verbs, and non-finite verbs can be classified as infinitive, gerund, and participles. After that, we had discussed few rules which we must keep in our mind while using these verbs when two or more subjects are joined with these conjunctions. So at that time, we must give preference to our first subject while choosing our auxiliaries. Now let's see the second rule. When two or more subjects are connected, sorry, okay. When two or more subjects are connected, not only but also, or neither nor, or either or none but. Means suppose these conjunctions have been used in the sentence, then the subject which is nearest to the verb, it must be considered while using the helping verb. For example, neither the students nor their guide. Now guide is in a singular form. Neither the students nor their guide were found present in the common room. Here, guide is the immediate verb to this to be form. So, guide is in a singular form, and that's why we must use here was instead of were. This sentence is not correct. Here, where is the mistake? Mistake is here. Instead of where, we require to use was. Usually, when the sentence are used with the conjunction and, then we consider both as a plural and accordingly we are using helping verb. In the according to the first rule, in such cases of means conjunction if it is like this, as well as like, unlike, nothing but, except, no less than, in such cases also we must give preference to the first first subject, and accordingly we must use the helping verb. But when we are using helping conjunctions such as not only but also or neither nor, in such cases we must use the subject which is near to the helping verb, and accordingly we must choose it. See the next example. No one but the leaders of the country. No one but the leaders and no one, two subjects are there, but leaders of the country, it is immediate subject to the helping verb is. Leaders is in a plural form, and according to it we must use here are instead of is. So error is in this part. In the given sentence, no one but the leaders of the country are responsible for the state of affair. Now see the next example. One or two books. One or two books or conjunction is used are needed. So are is the verb here. An immediate subject to the verb, that is two books. Means books isn't a plural form, and that's why conjunction are will be there. Now see the next example. I or he. I or he is to be rewarded. Now here I or he. I in a present tense auxiliary am will be there with I and auxiliary is will be there with he. He is, she is, it is. I am, they are, we are. So these are the helping verb we use in present tense. So I or he, immediate verb, immediate subject to the verb is he, and that's why is will be the correct verb here. Now see the question. Now these all are sentences. Now see the question. Am I or he to be rewarded? I or he to be rewarded is the sentence, assertive sentence, and this is in an interrogative form. But here, is not used first because immediately after this to be formed, what is the subject? Before this verb, subject I is there. So, with I, which helping verb must be there? Am. And that's why while writing, it's a question, we have used am I or he is rewarded. Okay. Now see the next one. Next rules. Neither, either, none, anyone, each and every. Use as pronoun if they have used as a pronoun or adjective should be followed by the third person singular verb. It should be followed as a third person and in singular verb. For example, see the first sentence or example. Neither of two boys means from these two, no one. Neither of two boys. So here we have to consider it as a one means singular. So to have these primary auxiliaries, we can use I have, you have, we have, and he has, she has, it has, a boy has, boys have. But here it is not correct. Instead of have, has must be there. Why it should be followed by has? Because neither of two boys means no one. Okay. So that's why we have to consider singular subject here. And according to we have to use this verb. Now see the second example. Each of the students are obedient. Each of the students means from given students, each one. So for everyone we are talking about. And that's why instead of are, we have to take singular subject. So instead of are, is must be there. Students are obedient, that is different sentence. Students are obedient, correct sentence. But when we are saying each of the students means every student is obedient. Okay. So given sentences, these first and second sentences are wrong. And while correcting, instead of have, has must be used. Instead of are, is must be used. Next one. Either of us has done this work. Either of us means anyone from us has done this work. Us means plural form it is. But when we are using this word means any one person from among us has done his work. And that's why singular. While considering third person as a singular, we have selected this verb has and this is correct one. See the next example. Every boy and every girl has been invited. Every boy and every girl. Here, and is used, but immediate verb, sorry, subject with this verb is singular, and that's why has is used. So every boy and every girl has been invited. Here we consider them as a singular person. Now see the next rule. When none is used with countable nouns. Countable nouns. What do you mean by countable nouns and uncountable nouns? Friend, boy, girl, they are countable. But when we are talking about tea, sugar, they are uncountable nouns. Okay, now see, when none is used with countable noun, both singular and plural verb are correct. But with an uncountable noun, singular verb is correct. For example, none of the boys have done homework. So that is also correct. Or have done homework means has done homework and have done homework. Any option is correct one. See once again this rule. When? Because boy or girl or a friend, they are countable noun. And when none is used with the countable nouns, then we can consider them as singular or as well as plural. So both conditions are correct. None of the work is completed. Here work for one work, second work, third work, we can count it. So none of the work is completed. So that is also correct sentence. Is used. Singular form we have taken work one, two, three. We count it? No. Or means though the job can be counted, but how much work we have completed. For example, when we are talking none of the boys, so one, two, three boy, like that we can count, but work we cannot count. It's what? Uncountable, uncountable verb, and that's why it must be considered as a singular one. Next rule, when each is used after the subject, then the verb is plural. We each means everyone. We each have taken 4 bags. They each are honest. They are honest. They each are honest. We have taken 4 bags. We each have taken 4 bags. Means here, when we have used each of the student, each word is used before students, and that's why we must consider it as a singular one. But when we use each word after subject, then according to subject we have to use it, means in its a plural form. Now see the next example, next rules. Fourth rule. The verb in these following cases use in the singular form. So when we can use verb in its a singular form, first condition, when two singular nouns refer to the same person, means when we are using two nouns for the same person, in such case we have to use or we have to consider them as a singular one. For example, see the first sentence, the collector and district magistrate. So they are not different personalities. Collector means district magistrate. So instead of are, we must use here is. The collector and district magistrate on a visit to the Tahsil today. Here is helping verb must be used instead of are. Now see the next one. What is the aim and object of his costly plan? Aim and object, it means same thing, and that's why is helping verb should be used. So what is the aim and object of his costly plan? That is the correct sentence. Now see the next rule. In certain phrases or idiom, means in our phrases or items, when we suggest, means when the words are used for same purpose, In such cases, for example, when we are saying that the sum and the sum and substance of the passage is given below. The sum and substance means the core concept of the passage is, so that is referred to one thing, and that's why is helping verb is correct. Now see the fourth one. Bread and butter are sold here. So here two different things we are talking about. Bread and butter, these two things we are selling here. So two object. This is first one and this is second one, and they are joined with conjunction and that's why our article is used. Sorry, our helping verb is used, and that is correct one. But when we say that bread and butter is difficult to earn. Bread and butter, it means earning or the things which we are doing for our living purpose. So it means our job, employment opportunity. And that's why it is must be considered as singular and it should be followed by is. Now see the next one. Two and two is four. Two and two is four. That is means it indicate that these two things makes 4, and that's why is also correct and r is also correct. Now see the next one. No student no student and no teacher was present. No student first subject, no teacher second subject, joined with and, but there is nothing and that's why it should be considered as singular one. Next, three fives. Three fives means three should be taken for 5 times, and that's why it should be followed by means it should be considered as a plural, and accordingly, helping verb must be taken. So three fives means three. If we have taken 5 times, they makes 15. So three fives are 15. Correct. 5 times 10. 5 times 10. Here sentence C, if you will observe, three fives means three fives. Like that it was written and that's why R is used. Now 5 times 10. 10. So here 5 times we have taken what we have taken tens. So immediate subject we have to consider and that's why it should be followed by is. Slow and steady, this is proverb. Slow and steady wins the race. So slow and steady indicates same thing and that's why it is considered as a singular. So wins race. Simple present tense sentence is in a simple present tense. Time and tide. Wait for none. Here time is different thing and tide that is different thing. And that's why two things we have to consider means plural and accordingly verb is used. So here wait is written here. Time and tides wait for none. Here it is considered as subject is in plural form and accordingly verb is used and it is correct. So students, I hope so you have understood all these rules which we have discussed in the second part of the session, and I hope so this will definitely helpful for you while completing the paragraph means filling the blanks as well as to find the error regarding using these verbs as well as helping verbs. So please review all these notes and have a good day.